Welcome to Mia's Story, where heartfelt tales of love, betrayal, and complex relationships unfold. If you enjoy these emotional and gripping stories, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with all our latest videos. Thank you for being part of Mia's Story. Let us embark on this journey together. A glimpse into the past. In the tender years of my early 20s, fate intertwined my path with that of my ex during a fleeting chapter of my life in Pennsylvania. Our journey began with the sweet spark of romance, and as the seasons changed, our hearts intertwined, leading us to dream of a future together, where vows would bind our souls as one. In a moment of deep devotion, I enlisted in the Navy, driven by the desire to provide for her and the family we dreamt of building together. In that moment, I gently offered her the choice, inviting her to embrace the path of her own making, should she desire to pursue her dreams. Should she choose to embrace the role of a devoted mother at home, the world would be hers to cherish. No matter the path she chose, my heart would always stand by her side. In the years that followed, she gracefully danced between the halls of learning, nurturing our 3 little ones, and embracing the joys of part-time work, each moment woven into the tapestry of our shared life. I guided her through a journey of knowledge, helping her embrace various degrees and vocational certificates, each one a stepping stone in her quest for dreams. In the tender days of my 13th year, the winds of change whispered promises of new beginnings, and it became evident that my time in the Navy was drawing to a close. With a heart full of hope, I gently encouraged her to seek a path that would lead her to a fulfilling career, believing in the bright future that awaited us both. With a gentle urgency in my voice, I expressed my desire for her to embrace her potential, to return to the halls of learning and pursue a degree. After all, I had stood by her side, supporting her through the journey of her master's and the pursuit of her minors, and now I longed to see her shine even brighter. With a heart full of reluctance, she finally stepped into the world of the Navy Reserves as an officer, a path I had gently suggested for what felt like an eternity. She embraced it with the grace of a gentle breeze, effortlessly finding her place and shining brightly. She found herself being taken away by a recommendation for a position across the seas. It would be a year filled with longing and anticipation. Throughout the journey of our union, her heart wandered into the arms of others on several occasions. We would disagreement, our hearts igniting with passion amidst the turmoil. She would speak of leaving, taking the children with her, knowing well that my hands were tied by the demands of my duty, a bittersweet reality that hung between us like an unspoken promise. For 15 long years, I had borne the weight of our family, understanding the depths of our journey together. In the quiet of the evening, we found ourselves wrapped in a conversation, sharing our thoughts like whispers carried by the gentle breeze. I felt a heavy weight in my heart, knowing that the distance between us could lead her to seek comfort elsewhere during that long, lonely year apart. We made a promise to each other, a delicate understanding that our hearts could wander, yet always find their way back home. We ventured into uncharted territory together, driven by the belief that her heart might wander regardless. I thought, why not embrace the thrill and seek joy in the experience alongside her? We had our own unspoken vows. In a world untouched by the whispers of love, solitude reigns supreme, embracing intimacy with care, not a soul from her immediate circle. The feeling is mutual for me. What began as a fleeting moment stretched into a beautiful journey of 3 years, each year marked by tender reunions at home. The heart of the tale. During that time, she had a dear friend, and in a moment of playful banter, I expressed my light-hearted desire to connect with her, as I found myself without any romantic entanglements. However, she took it upon herself to share my jest with her friend without seeking my permission first. Well, it seems she was ready to embrace the moment. The former beloved found solace in this notion as it wrapped her in a comforting embrace of empowerment. In the passage of time, 2 souls who once drifted in the vast sea of acquaintanceship found themselves drawn together, transforming their fleeting encounters into a deep and abiding friendship, sharing whispers and laughter multiple times each day. Ah, the moment arrives, nestled between the 2nd and 3rd year, as I eagerly await her arrival at the airport. As I approach to gather her in my arms, An inexplicable tension hung in the air, whispering that something was amiss. Yet, it was a challenging year for us both, and I thought perhaps the weight of our worries would ease with time, allowing our hearts to find their rhythm once more. Just days after my return, a friend approached me, their demeanor tinged with an air of mystery, as if a hidden story lingered between us. She inquired if my beloved had taken advantage of her hall pass during her time abroad. In a moment of shared secrets, I gently reminded her of the whispers we exchanged, where she revealed that she had ventured into the realm of fleeting connections just once or twice, and then left it behind. With a gentle gaze, she inquired if I was truly certain that this was the end of our tale. In that moment, time seemed to stand still as her gaze pierced through me, filled with an understanding that left me momentarily breathless. In a delicate dance of emotions, we found ourselves entwined in a moment that felt both tender and tumultuous. She stood at the crossroads, torn between the bonds of friendship and the whispers of loyalty, her heart heavy with the weight of silent agreements. Yet she wished to shield me from the shadows of her intentions. In a moment of vulnerability, she confesses that my beloved had shared with her and others the tale of her heart's entanglement with a high-ranking officer on her base, revealing the secret affair that had blossomed during her time there. I could move past the deception that lingered in the shadows of our intimacy. I could even find a way to accept the bond they created. But what unfolded next crushed my heart. The reason this dear friend confided in me was her intention to take our beloved children away. She had returned to the warmth of her home, where the days stretched into a gentle embrace, lasting just a little over a month. In just 3 months, I would be stepping into a new chapter of my life, a moment filled with anticipation and dream, and it was waiting to unfold. For what felt like an eternity, we had woven dreams of a future together, where she would carry our little ones across the ocean, embracing new adventures in distant lands. With dreams of a new beginning, I would don my cap and gown, place our cherished home on the market, bid farewell to our beloved car, and take to the skies to reunite with them. What she confided in her friends was a plan that weighed heavily on her heart. Once she and our children arrived in that distant land, she intended to present me with the papers that would sever our bond, all while finding herself in a place where the battle for our children's love would feel insurmountable. She was aware that I had already taken the step to place our cherished home on the market. She understood that my heart was set on a journey beyond these shores, for I was destined to follow her into the embrace of a new world. She had envisioned a future apart, where the children would be taken away, leaving me in a world devoid of warmth and purpose. With a heart full of uncertainty, I approached her, seeking the truth, but she turned away, her eyes filled with a veil of denial. She confided in several souls about her intentions, her heart fluttering with the thrill of sharing. Yet, her gaze was drawn more to the whispers of who had revealed her secret to me, rather than the essence of her own words. Her words danced around the truth, but the glimmer in her eyes betrayed her every secret. When she finds herself ensnared, the full truth will forever remain a secret, hidden away like a cherished memory, never to be fully revealed. You must gently coax it from her heart. With a fluttering heart, I reach out to a dear friend, a wise lawyer seeking their counsel in a moment of uncertainty. He, a defender of the law, sought the counsel of his trusted family law friends, weaving their insights into the tapestry of advice he offered me. It seems that in this place where I find myself, when hearts are torn in a custody battle, the little ones must remain in the embrace of their familiar home. Amidst the swirling emotions and unspoken words, she sought to assure me that her conversations with him were mere whispers of possibility, never meant to blossom into reality. She gently whispers her hopes, urging me to trust in the promise of our shared dreams and the healing that awaits us in that sacred space. With a gentle smile, I assured her that it was perfectly fine to postpone the children's flight until my departure, and that they would embark on this journey alongside me. Her heart ached at the thought, a gentle storm brewing within her as she turned away, unable to bear the weight of her discontent. It seems her intentions were set as if I were a fool, unaware of the unfolding tale. With a gentle smile, I whispered to her that I had class that evening. With a heavy heart, she knew she had to pen a final message to him, expressing in the clearest of terms that their paths must part forever and that he should never reach out to her again. I whispered to her that this moment must unfold before I returned home. As I stepped through the door that night, my heart raced with anticipation, and the first words that escaped my lips were a breathless inquiry, "Did you do it?" In that moment, her heart fluttered as she whispered her affirmation, sealing their fate with a promise of forever. "He understands, and our paths shall never cross again." I urged her to wipe him from every corner of her heart and mind. Our paths must remain forever apart, like two stars destined to shine in the same sky but never to touch. In the quiet of the night, a sense of relief washed over me, yet sleep eluded my weary eyes. As I gazed upon her peaceful slumber, a deep sense of knowing washed over me, whispering that this journey would not be as simple as it seemed. As I opened my Facebook, my heart raced with anticipation. I searched for her name, and then, with a mix of curiosity and longing, I gazed at the names of those she held dear. And there he stood, just as she had imagined, a vision that made her heart flutter with anticipation. As the morning light spilt softly into the room, I gently roused her from her slumber, my phone screen illuminating her peaceful face. With a hint of confusion in her eyes, she asked, "What in the world is this?" She whispered a delicate excuse, claiming that unfriending him might raise eyebrows among her colleagues, casting a shadow of suspicion over her intentions. I gently expressed to her that no one truly notices the delicate dance of friendships lost, and I called her out on her little white lies. In a moment of heated passion, our voices disagreed, and I found myself stepping away from the warmth of our shared space. I found myself unraveling, piece by piece. As I sit on the living room floor, tears streaming down my cheeks and my body curled in a tight ball, I suddenly hear the soft sound of footsteps approaching. It is my firstborn, the one who has journeyed through the tender years of youth, blossoming into a remarkable young soul. As her eyes catch the glimmer of my tears, she too is taken away by the tide of emotion. She gently lays beside me, her presence deepening the ache in my heart, and I find myself tears falling even more, lost in the depths of our shared sorrow. As we lay entwined in our own world, my beloved wife glided down the stairs, her presence a gentle breeze that swept over us. With grace, she stepped over us, her destination the laundry room, where she gathered her workout clothes, dressed with purpose, and then vanished into the day, leaving a trace of warmth in her wake. In my foolishness, I found myself yearning to mend this. In a moment of resolve, I decided that if she wouldn't relent, I would find a way to bring him to a halt. In the delicate dance of their lives, I sensed the vast chasm that separated them, a chasm defined by ambition and societal expectations. He stood at the pinnacle while she navigated the shadows below, their hearts tethered by the unspoken truth that their love could never bloom in the light of day. The weight of their vows loomed heavy, a silent barrier to the passion that flickered between them, threatening to extinguish everything they had built, if ever revealed. In a moment of courage, I decided to reach out to him, to share my intentions with not only him, but also his guiding force and the love of his life. He discovered his beloved's name through a glimpse of her Facebook profile, and in the same breath, he uncovered hers. With a touch of determination, he realized that if one knew the right Navy email, they could uncover the secrets hidden within someone's command, if he were to reach out to my beloved once more. The dawn broke softly, and as I awoke, my heart sank at the sight of his name. He had read my message and chosen to close the door between us on Facebook. With a heart full of determination, I reached out to him through the Navy email, weaving in the details of his command and his beloved's name. I knew that blocking me on Facebook would not erase the connection we shared, and I gently urged him to refrain from reaching out to her once more. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow across the room, the door creaked open, and in walked the familiar figure, returning from a day spent in pursuit of strength and vitality. I lead her up the stairs, my heart heavy with emotion as I share the words I penned for him, tears streaming down my cheeks, each drop a testament to the depth of my feelings. Her eyes glisten with unshed tears as she whispers, "Oh my God, he must be so worried and scared." Why would you cast a shadow over our dreams?" He must be in a whirlwind of emotions. In that moment, a chill envelops me. Before her stood the man she loved, pouring out his heart with promises of devotion and unwavering commitment. Yet a shadow of concern flickered in her eyes as she contemplated the depths of his determination. I embark on a leisurely stroll, allowing the gentle breeze to guide my steps through the enchanting landscape. I return to the warmth of our home and gently share with her that neither I nor the children will be venturing overseas. With a gentle smile, she assures him that the children can patiently await her arrival, their hearts intertwined in the anticipation of their reunion. With a gentle sigh, I looked into her eyes and softly said, "No, my love, we aren't going at all. Our journey has come to an end." Her voice rose like a tempest, filled with passion and fire, as she unleashed her words upon me. In a moment charged with unspoken emotions, she touched by emotions me with a swift motion. I take her hands gently in mine and whisper, "Please, never let our fingers intertwine like this again." Her eyes glisten with desperation as she implores me, but I stand firm, my heart resolute in its refusal. And so I take my leave. In that moment, I began to weave the delicate threads of my escape, envisioning a path that would lead me away from the confines of my current reality. I find myself lost in time, wandering through moments that stretch into eternity. Upon my return, I gently express to her my intention to craft a heartfelt agreement. With a gentle nod, she concedes, and I am determined to find a way to make it all come together. If she does not, then my heart shall remain closed, unwilling to open its doors. Our pact was clear, a promise forged in the warmth of shared dreams. Should we part ways, the children would remain in my embrace, a testament to our love that once was. In the delicate dance of their parting, she would contribute a quarter of her earnings to ensure their child's well-being, while he would hold on to the cherished home that once echoed with their shared dreams. She consented, believing she could charm her way out of it, just as she had with all her past entanglements. What she remained unaware of was that my previous decision to stay was rooted in the fear of losing her and the children, knowing that if I didn't allow her the freedom she sought, she would take them and vanish from my life forever. But now my heart was filled with possibilities, and so, hand in hand, we ventured to the lawyer's office, a place where our hopes and dreams intertwined with the promise of a brighter future. It was crafted with care, sealed with the promise of love, and embraced by the signatures of fate. For the next 2 weeks, I wear a mask of kindness, all the while knowing she will soon depart, carrying with her the hope that I will join her and the children once I have completed my journey of education. Yet, deep down, I sensed that my heart had already made its choice, and it was not to be. But what captured my heart was the day her absence filled the air and her laptop began to dance with a wild energy. In that moment, I realized that in the 15 years we had shared our lives, I had never once dared to glance at a message. As I struggle against the pull of temptation, I draw nearer, hoping to silence the persistent sound. Just then, as I approach, a new message arrives on a different app, and my heart skips a beat. It's him. She captivates me with her wild spirit. I gently shut the laptop, as if sealing away a cherished secret. On the day she is set to depart for distant shores, we embark on a journey to the airport, our hearts heavy with the weight of impending separation. She embraces the children tenderly before turning to me, her eyes sparkling with warmth, and as she draws near for a hug, I can't help but ask if I have secured our flights. She is a spirited soul, yet her actions have woven a tapestry of misunderstandings between us, as whispers of untruths dance in the air. She has shared with our children, her friends, and her family that I once said something that made her feel unworthy of love and safety. I confessed to her the moments when I let my anger take control. I gently warned my children during their visit, sharing that if they attempted to leave, she would reach out to the authorities, and I might find myself in a difficult situation. In a moment of revelation, the truth unfurled like a delicate petal, as my 2 eldest, with unwavering hearts, confronted her with the clarity of their love. In a moment of uncertainty, I sought the counsel of a wise lawyer, who gently revealed that the path to a false accusation suit was not yet open to me, as I had not yet felt the sting of financial loss. However, Hope glimmered on the horizon, for I could still pursue an injunction against her. A step that is now unfolding with quiet determination. This is a harsh reality. In the delicate dance of love, one must remember that the heart's sanctuary should not be opened for the whims of a single soul, for true harmony lies in the balance of two hearts entwined, and this is precisely why one must never linger in the embrace of those who betray trust. It would have been wise to reach out to the lawyer as soon as the first moment unfolded. One misstep or poor choice does not illuminate the path to the next, leaving shadows in its wake. Though I admire OP's noble efforts to preserve the flickering flame of hope, this particular journey seemed destined to descend into shadows. In the journey ahead, choose to either gracefully depart or steadfastly uphold your boundaries, but never yield to the tides that seek to sway your heart. My heart aches for the challenges you face, yet I hold on to the hope that you will emerge from this experience with a newfound strength that shines brighter than before. Wishing you all the best as you reveal your strength and determination, proving to her that you are not someone to be overlooked. With heartfelt gratitude, I cherish the tale you've woven and honor the dedication you've shown.